You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast for all ages from 2 and everything in between. And I've had to start this show really quickly, and I've got to keep this intro bit brief on this week's show. You know, like a pair of pants. That's a saying I've been trying to get into the common vernacular for ages. And common vernacular means everyday speakings by ordinary type peoples. You know, like when you say, I slept like a baby, even though babies don't sleep very much and they wake up all through the night. And it's a really stupid phrase. What, you had a terrible night's sleep, did you? And you pooed yourself? Or I slept like a log, but you might put a log on a fire or chop it with an axe, and that's not going to be a very good sleep either, is it? Silly phrase. So anyway, the phrase I want to make everyone say is, let's keep it brief, like a pair of pants. You see, because you can call pants briefs, so it's sort of funny, but that's only pants like pants, and not trouser pants like you might say if you're in America. So if you're in America or Canada, then I suppose you can't really say keep it brief like a pair of pants. You'd have to say something else, like, let's keep it brief like underwear, which it's not really as snappy, is it? Let's keep it short, like shorts. Yeah, maybe that's better. And then you aren't just shouting the word pants at people either. Anyway, what I mean is this week's importance bit is quite long, so I've got to be snappy, like the elastic on some pants or underwear. And thanks for your emails and reviews and general nonsense that you've sent our way. As always, if you have questions you need answering, then you know you can ask your quivering cabbage heads, grown-ups, to help you email us at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. And we do indeed need more questions for this show if you want more episodes, so please make sure you get your thinking caps on and send them in. I've never actually seen a thinking cap. I think it's like a normal cap, but maybe with like a light bulb on top for when you have an idea. I'm not really sure. I've only seen like normal caps, and I don't know if the people wearing them could think or not while they had them on their heads. It's very hard to know. Also, don't forget to send in your favourite weird or funny facts so you can enter our competition to win a 6-month subscription to the brilliant Britannica magazine. I've had some excellent facts sent in already, which have been making me very much chuckle, and then I look them up to check if they're real and then chuckle more when they are, and I read all the extra details. So the last day to send those in is June the 30th if you'd like to be in with a chance to get a free, entertaining, funny Britannica magazine full of puzzles, quizzes and facts, and we've got 3 subscriptions, 6-month subscriptions of those for you to win. So do send those facts in. And of course, check out our t-shirts at comedyclubforkids.store. And no, we don't sell pants of the UK or US kind. So I'm going to need some sort of new catchphrase for the shop, aren't I? Let's make it a letter of the alphabet, like a T-shirt. No, that doesn't even make sense, does it? Let's make some tea, like our brilliant Radio Nonsense teas. No, that also... No, I'll work on it. Also, check out our live shows at comedyclubforkids.co.uk too. Right, I think that was brief intro, wasn't it? But was it also pants? Maybe it was. Hang on, if something's pants, then it's rubbish. But if I keep it brief like a pair of pants, is it then also rubbish? Oh, maybe it is. And I guess that's why you just don't let it go on too long, as everyone's thinking, no, this is pants, keep it brief. Look, everyone, I'll get there. While I work on my new catchphrase, you should all listen to this, the most importantest bit.
I got my tight pants, I got my tight pants on.
On today's show, it is great to be joined by Stephen Halkett, aka Stephen, the best at heaving. That's heavy things not being sick. Archon Steve Halko of the Sandpit, and as you're known in the Amharic language, Yi Sui Pizyeni Serek Enyi. But all of our listeners are going to know you from the time you were a supply Father Christmas for a day, but that was in July, luckily, as the man who discovered the groundbreaking research that caterpillars don't like driving tractors, and most famously for your remarkable charity that actually helps leopards to change their spots. Stephen, it's lovely having you on the show. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm delighted to be on the show, Tiernan. Thanks for having me. And I'm glad you noticed my research about the caterpillars don't drive in tractors. I mean, I'm really proud of that research. I'm delighted you've spotted that. Tiernan, can I share something with you?
Yeah, of course.
When you emailed me, what was it, about 20 days ago, and you invited me on to the Radio Nonsense show, I was delighted.
Oh,
I did a dance, Tiernan, in the living room. I'm dancing up and down. I'm on the Radio Nonsense show, everybody. Oh, I'm so excited. And I'll tell you, Tiernan, I've been counting down the sleeps, 20 sleeps. I've been counting them down to the big day. And I'll tell you, I've had my haircut.
It looks amazing. Yeah, it looks really. I have to say, I didn't want to, because this is obviously our listeners can't see it, and I didn't want to make them jealous that I'm able to see your amazing haircut.
Well, can I describe how I'm looking to the
of
listeners?
Course, please do.
Listeners, hello, listeners. I'm looking at a Bobby Dazzler. I believe I've got the gel in. I've got a bit of aftershave on. I have got, dear listeners, my bow tie on. What do you think of the bow tie?
So snappy. It's so snappy. I love it. And does it spin? It looks like it spins.
It does not spin. Okay. I couldn't afford the spinning one.
That's fair.
But you can see it's made of velvet. Blue velvet. Oh, it's a stunner. It's a stunner.
Amazing.
And I'll tell you, I'm so excited. I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you how big this is for me. For today's show, have put on clean underpants.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, that is, do you know what? I'm honoured. And I have to say, I feel a bit rude, Stephen, that I've generally just sort of put on my pajamas. So I haven't really. I feel like if I'd known you were making an effort, I would have worn my suit of armour, or I'd have worn my special hat that has like the sparklers on it. And I'm sorry that I haven't made the effort.
Well, you have got on your superhero pajamas.
I have. You have
made. Come on now.
I have.
Do yourself justice. You have made an effort.
Well, thank you. And well, I always wear these in case, in the middle of the night there's a crisis and I have to go and help some people. I mean, I wouldn't actually help them, but I'd be standing there in my superhero pajamas and that might make them feel better.
Your very presence would help the situation.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's it.
Can I tell you though, Tiernan, I'm a wee bit disappointed about something. If I can share that with you.
Sure. I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, do.
Well, I don't know if you can help me with this being a superhero, but what I've heard is you have new Radio Nonsense T-shirts. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. Yes, indeed, we do have some Radio Nonsense T-shirts. Yep.
But what I've heard, Tiernan, is they don't come in grown-up sizes.
Well, this is the thing is, look, Stephen, you know this, I know this. Us grown-ups, we get to do a lot of stuff. Like we get to drink coffee, and it often makes us need to poo. We get to, we get to buy any sandwich we like. We got a lot of, and so I sort of felt like maybe the T-shirt should just be for kids because it's not, grown-ups have enough stuff, but I've now had so many grown-ups ask me that I might have to make grown-up T-shirts.
Oh, well, I would be delighted. Because I was thinking of buying a big kids one and just trying to stretch it out a bit, because I've heard that it could work, there could be elasticity in those T-shirts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be fantastic. But I do get what you're saying. Us grown-ups, we get a lot of stuff, and I do like my coffee.
Yeah.
I do like my coffee.
But you've also made me think of something, what we could say, because so my daughter is 4 now, and that means she keeps growing. It's really selfish, and I don't know what she's doing. Like we keep you just sort of turn around, she's grown a bit, and you go, who said you could do that? It's a bit rude. But that means she keeps growing out of clothes, and then we've got her old clothes, and we donate them, or we try and hand them down to friends. But actually, I could be wearing them as like a glove or a bandana. Like you could be getting kids T-shirts and wearing them as pants, or wearing them as socks, or
That's an idea. Yeah, that's an idea. And what you're doing is you're recycling,
exactly.
And you're therefore saving the planet.
Exactly.
That's a fine idea. Write that one down to you, and let's send that into the government. Let's get that on the go. But that sounds a good plan. Yes, I'd be up for that.
Oh, good. Well, that might save me making grown-up T-shirts. That might be the way around it.
Yeah, save a wee bit of expense as well. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, if that was okay. I was a wee bit disappointed.
Totally fair.
Can I share with you, Tiernan? I joined the gym today. I joined the local gym.
Oh, that's amazing. And I suppose for listeners, I should clarify, that's a gym as in somewhere you lift weights. It's not somebody called Jim that you go and join for a cup of tea or something.
No, it's a place of exercise.
Right, sure,
a place of exercise. A place of keeping fit. But it's very confusing because I went along today to the pilot's class.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to the pilot's class?
No, I'm guessing, do you fly a plane?
Well, that's exactly what I thought. But I got the name wrong, Tiernan. Do you know, it's not called the pilot's class. It's called the Pilates class.
What?
Oh, no. I know. And there was me, all marching up in my full pilot outfit, ready for a plane. And I had to do stuff like make my right toe touch my left ear, and it was, I mean, it's all about flexibility, and and it was always murder. It was murder.
And is that why? Is that why? Because your right toe's still touching your ear now, which I didn't want to comment on. It's very impressive. Is that? Did you get stuck? Have you been like that since this morning?
I'm stuck, and I'm not really sure what to do.
Right, sure.
I thought maybe you could give me some. I was thinking of phoning the fire brigade to see if they could rescue me and make sure I go back to normal. But I don't. I'm a wee bit embarrassed about it all.
Yeah, we see. That's why I thought also it might be a pilot's class, because you got to be quite small to fit in a pilot's seat, and maybe it was, showing you how to fold your way in.
Yeah, that's maybe part of it. But you get flexible first, and then you're invited to become a pilot. Maybe
that's what it is.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how to solve your current problem. Have you tried? Sort of like moving it the other way? I was trying to think of an intelligent suggestion.
I've tried to gently rock back and forth, but it's rather sore. It's rather painful.
Sure.
And someone advised me to use something called a foam roller. But have you ever heard of this? It's like a torture device. It's like thick rubber, and you rub your muscles against it to try and release the tension.
Right.
So I did give it a wee shot, but it's made me even worse.
Right. That sounds horrible. I don't know why you do. I mean, have you thought about just sort of always having your leg like this for the rest of your life, and just sort of making it your thing? And people can be like, "Hey, there's Stephen with his brilliant."
Foot I mean, it might add to my comedy routine. Actually, it's sort of you always look in the bright side. It's an adaptation of Stephen. It's an adaptation, and it could really add comedy value. People could just come out and see me and start laughing. So look in the bright side.
I think you utilize it, use it how you can. Hopefully one day you'll do a burp or something and it'll just sort of snap back.
A good idea. I'll just drink a whole pint of water and do a big massive burp, and boom, I'm back to normal. Yeah. That is good advice, and that is why you are a superhero, Tiernan.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're too kind, Steve. It's so nice talking to you, because you're always so flattering, even though you're the one in the bow tie and the dazzling suit, and I'm just here in my pajamas. But it's so lovely to have you on this show, and obviously you've been very busy. You've been going to the gym. But you're well, other than your leg, you're well at the moment. You're doing
Apart
good.
From the injury at the Pilates class, I am doing very well. Thank you very much. I'm doing very well. And I mean, the other class at the gym that's been going well is the spin class. Have you heard of the spin class?
Yeah. So I've heard of it. I've never been to one, and I assume it's what. So can I have a guess? So either it's for things that spin round like a carousel, like if you were learning to be a carousel, or I'm guessing it's for like spiders who spin webs. Is it one of those?
These are good guesses, Tiernan. These are good guesses. And this is why the gym is so confusing, because they use these terms and nobody really understands them. What I thought was it was like a clown act, and you could do spinning plates, on sticks.
Yes.
That's what I thought, but it's not that. It's not any of the above. What it is, Tiernan, is it's bikes. You go on bikes in a spin class. I've no idea. I think you spin your legs on the bike.
Right.
But get this, Tiernan, the bike doesn't move. It doesn't move. So you're just.
This feels really pointless to me. Like you're spinning, but you're not spinning. You're pedaling. It's called pedaling. You don't. Yes, if you spin on a bike, it's because you've hit something and you're about to fall over.
Yeah, the name. They've got the name wrong, and I questioned them at the front desk. Are you sure it's called spin? And they were very, very adamant. Absolutely, Stephen. It is called a spin class.
I'd complain. I mean, and I'm, because you said you thought it might be like a clown spinning plates. And is there like a spin Pilates class? It's like spinning Pilates.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe that's the spinning Pilates ones.
Well, I think that would be a good idea. But it's different instructors, you see. Instructors. And the spin instructor, oh my goodness, she was so enthusiastic. And she kept saying, go faster. I'm saying, I'm spinning, or I'm pedaling as fast as I can. But Tiernan, can I share a phrase she used? Right?
Yes, go for it. Yeah.
And I wonder if listeners can put any knowledge to this one. She shouted out at one point near the start, "Don't burn your toast too soon."
What? Were you making toast at the same time? Were you on a bike making
like
toast? Because that
toast.
sounds really dangerous to me.
Don't burn your toast too soon. And I thought this is strange. This gym world is strange. So I stayed back and I had a chat with her and I asked her, "What did you mean?" And what do you think she said?
Well, she said, hang on. She said that, if you're making toast, don't. But maybe she was just shouting advice, like don't spit in the wind. Make sure your laces are double tied. Was that her thing?
Well, it was general advice. It was nothing to do with toast. It meant don't go too fast too soon. Don't peak too soon. Don't burn your toast too soon. It's a phrase they use in this gym world.
But hang on, Stephen, here's the thing. Don't burn your toast too soon suggests that at some point you should burn your toast. Just don't do it at the beginning. But you still end up with burned toast.
But you're not really. Toast isn't involved at all. It's just what they use.
I'm so confused.
Me too. When you burn your toast at the end, that's you going flat out on the bike. You are pedaling like crazy, and that's what they mean by burning your toast. So you don't burn it too soon. You burn it at the end. But there's no toast involved.
But if there was toast, you're still burning it. So I would say don't burn your toast at all, because then it's burnt toast. Like, that would be my advice, unless you like burnt toast and you're a weirdo. But, most people like non-burnt toast.
Well, I think that's very good advice, Tiernan. But I'm glad together, as we've talked this through, we're beginning to understand how these gyms work, because they're very complex.
Can I ask, was the instructor also on a bike that goes nowhere?
Yes. And I'll tell you something, she said that to me. Another thing she said, she shouted out at one point, "Where are you now? Where are you now?" And I'm thinking, well, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm here, And I think what she meant by that is, what speed are you doing now?
Right. But she's asking where you were now. You don't think someone managed to cycle off and she was trying to work out where they are? Like, where are you now? Like, they've come back. They've managed to break free. They're somewhere in the toilets. Yeah.
And see my gym, Tina, right? It's right by the river, right? It's right by the river. Right? It's in the river. Help! Get a boat. They're in the river.
That could be it. Well, also, I like the idea, if she ever annoys you, couldn't you just sort of run away and she couldn't catch you because she's stuck there?
She's on a bike. That's right. She's on a bike, and I'm free. So that's my adventures into the gym world. Pilates.
I am fascinated by it. It feels like a whole new world to me. I don't understand any of it. Yeah.
But I'm glad we've clarified, because some of the listeners might have been confused by that as well. So hopefully we've helped clarify what these things mean at the gym.
Yeah, because the only time I've been to gym, I went to do weights, and what I thought that meant was I waited around for a bit and then I went home. And then I left. I didn't do anything, and it was actually quite pleasant, because I had a nice stroll there, stood around, said hello to someone, and then I left. And I assume that's a workout.
Oh, absolutely, yes, yes. You just wait around and have a chat. It's a very sociable thing to do, and that is good for you.
Exactly. So I think that's what that means. I mean, who's to say? Who knows? I mean, I there's every chance you went to a normal gym. There's every chance that you went to some strange magical gym where they didn't really understand words. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just a different world. Maybe I entered a parallel universe. I don't know. I don't know.
A gym in the multiverse. I
do intend to try again tomorrow, as long as I can get my legs sorted.
Yes, that would be. But I think it would be very hard to spin pilot or spin plate. I think you're.
Or even just wait around.
Yes.
With the weights. Yes. But as we speak to you, and I hope you don't mind during the show here, but I'm drinking my water just now.
Of course.
So if a big burp comes out at any point, just to let you know, that's me just trying to heal my body, if that's okay.
Well, I have to say again, you see, you're more polite than many of our guests. This show is burps are a frequent happening on this show.
Oh, are they? Oh, good.
Yeah,
good
and I hope I've never really checked with the listeners. I don't think there's any listeners who are allergic to the sound of burps. And I probably should put some sort of burp warning, but I mean, you've done that already So hopefully
Right,
it
so
should
they
be
know
fine.
they
Yeah.
can, they can
Yeah.
okay, and they can move away if a burp's coming. I'll try and warn you, dear listeners, if a burp's coming. I'll
Thank you
do my
very
best.
much.
I'll do my best.
Well,
That's no problem.
speaking of burp noises, Stephen, you know, we've mentioned this already, but this is an audio podcast, and as I say every single episode, you know, we hope that listeners listen to it with their ears. Most of them do. Some of them might listen to it with other, like their toes or their nose or their bums. We don't know, and it's up to them. It's
Oh,
up to
their
them.
bums. Whoa,
Well,
whoa.
you know, it's up to them. I don't want to judge. But because it's audio, I just wondered if you had a favourite noise that you could either make for us or tell us about.
Oh, I do have a favourite noise. Oh, yes, I do. It's quite a new favourite noise, if that's okay.
Of course, yeah.
Now, just to set the scene, Tiernan, I have a bicycle as well, right? I have a bicycle, and it's a traditional sort of gentleman's Dutch bicycle, and it's very upright.
Hey,
And
can I check it actually moves? It's not one that's stuck in place. Right, okay.
No. Oh,
right,
yes,
sure.
yes. Oh, yes, yes. It's not like the spin
Okay,
bikes.
that's
No,
cool.
no.
Good.
It actually moves, but it doesn't move very fast. It's a 2-speed only. It's a 2-speed,
Okay.
right? So and do you know what, Tiernan? Do you know it's got a basket on the front of it as well?
Oh,
right?
amazing!
Basket, right?
What do you put in it? What do you put in the basket?
I put in my bread. I go to the shops and I get my baguette. And place it in my
how
basket.
Continental of
it's
you!
Lovely.
Yeah,
it's lovely, and I do that around the streets of Glasgow. It's lovely. It's lovely. Now, when I got the bike, it came with one of these boring bells. You know, ding, 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 ding. And I thought, I don't like that sound, right? I don't like that. So I went on Amazon. Have you heard of Amazon, Tiernan?
Yeah, it's like a forest, isn't it? It's like a rainforest. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And it sells stuff as well.
It's so amazing. All those animals are going to do something, haven't they? So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They've got to keep themselves busy. And if you go to this Amazon, right, and you search the forest, right, what's the goods? And I found from a bike a clown's horn. I know. Now, Tiernan, this is my new favourite sign. Right? Now, I have it with me here. I took it off my bike.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am. Right.
I don't know. Seeing this world of podcasts, I don't know if we'll hear it, right? But will I try it?
Please,
right?
Please
and see if you can hear it. Right. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
That's the most amazing noise. And
Isn't it beautiful? Now, the thing is, Tina, right? Now, when I'm on my bike and I'm cycling along, and I go along a cycle path, I'm very safe. I've got my helmet on, and if I see anybody walking like a dog walker, and I do my, and everybody has the same reaction. They get a fright. They turn around and see me, and then they laugh.
Perfect clown's horn. That's amazing. Now, because my concern, and I'm sure you're an excellent cyclist, so you can avoid this. But when clowns are sort of on a circus, there's often people like swinging ladders at them or putting buckets on the floor, things in the way that they then fall over. And my worry would be you honk the horn, and everyone thinks, "Quick, get all the stuff to put in the way of a clown." And then you'd fall over.
Yeah, I never thought about that. So it could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous.
Be,
but the thing is, Tiernan, when I do my and they see me and I go by them, I try and up my speed. So if they are going to put any obstacles in my way or throw like a bucket of water over me,
or confetti,
I'm gone. I'm absolutely gone, because I know it's only 2-speed, but I can still shift. So I'm okay. And do you know as well, Tiernan, I do have a bigger clown's horn, right? Now you've seen this, Tiernan. You've seen this, right?
Yes.
And, because this was when I became a comedian, Tiernan, this was the first ever prop I bought. I bought it in London in a market, right? Now, at least the listeners won't see it. But here it is here.
Oh my goodness. It's remarkable.
I know. It's really get battered now. But listen to this beauty, right? This is smashing,
Please,
right?
Go for it.
Hopefully this will come through. Isn't that beauty?
Oh my, that's an amazing sound. And do you ever put that on the bike? Do you ever go for that? No,
it's too big for the bike.
Sure.
The wee one, the small one's got a connection to fit on the bike.
Of course.
But the big one, I'm afraid, is not for the bike. But can I tell you what I use it for?
Yes, please do. Yeah.
Often, Tiernan, as you know, I host kids' parties. I
Mm.
host kids' parties. And one of the games we often play, of course, is musical statues. We've always used that. So we're playing musical statues, right? And the music stops and all the children freeze like a statue. They freeze like a statue. And I've got to try and get them out. So what I do, Tiernan, right, is I sneak up behind them with the big clown's horn when they're not looking, and I do this.
Oh my
and
goodness!
They jump on their skin. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Do you want to play?
What, musical chairs?
Musical statues.
Musical statues. Sorry, yes, of course. Yeah, I got. Sometimes confuse chairs and statues because they're all very still. You know, like chairs don't move, statues don't move.
They're very similar games.
Yes, I'll very happily play musical statues. Let's go for it.
Do you think you can stay still with the sound of the horn?
No, I mean, I don't think so, but I would like to try.
Right, okay, and all the listeners maybe could have a shot as well.
Okay,
right, so
sure.
so when the music's on, right, you dance, obviously, Tiernan. You all know how to play. When the music's on, you dance, and then when it stops, you freeze, and then I'm going to try and get you out with the magical clown horn.
Okay, cool. And I want to just warn the listeners that I'm going to do the most amazing statue pose, but you won't be able to see it, and I just want you to know that it's going to be like one of the great statues, like the Trevelyan Fountain, or or something. One of those ones you see in a big art museum where someone's doing a very clever pose, and I want you to imagine that. Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And maybe all the listeners could do an amazing pose as well.
Yeah,
like a superhero pose or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll do the music if that's okay, right?
Yeah, of course.
So obviously, dear listeners, I'm going to have to sing now. So this is a warning. Dear listeners. I'm about to break into song. You'll probably know the song, so you can join in. Okay, here we go, Tiernan. Right, here we go.
I'm ready.
Is this the way to Amarillo? We're doing the Radio Nonsense podcast. It's the amazing Tiernan superhero. Na 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 na. Boom boom. The music stops and the statues. And I get the clown horn. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I'm going up. And Tiernan, don't tell him. Keep it quiet.
Oh no.
Back. He can't see me. Let's see if he moves. Oh, he didn't. What a statue!
No, you see, yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I moved my little toe slightly to the left, and I flared one nostril, but you didn't see it. But because it was very hard to not move at all, but
Oh, Tiernan, you were good. Now, Tiernan, see if we were in a hall right now, I would be presenting you with a musical statue.
Thank you very much.
Guarantee.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what I'll do? Do you know what I'll do? I will save you one, and next time we meet up, I am going to present that to you.
Oh,
well done,
I'm so
Tiernan.
excited. Thank you. Well, I've got to be honest. I'm slightly cheating that I have professionally gone undercover as a statue in order to catch pigeons, in order to catch sort of rogue pigeons. Because what you do is you have to stand very still. It was a whole special mission. I can't really talk about the details for the podcast. It's too, security and everything.
Confidential, classified.
That's it. So, but you have to stand very still. You're painted all grey, and then when a pigeon lands on you to do a poo, you just get to like grab it and interrogate it and go, "Where were you flying to? Who were you cooing at?" And all those sort of questions. Yeah.
Well, it's quite a hazardous job. That I guess you a lot of training to be in that position. But I mean, how do you clean the poo? Is that
just you have to kind of leave it and then it dries and you can just sort of flick it off. Yeah, it's quite horrible. That's one of the reasons I left the job, because it was really horrible, actually. Really.
But you just like scrape it off with a knife or so. You
just have to use your fingernails, and it's really, and then you get it under your nail. Look, I'm not going to lie, it was a horrible. I did it for just a week. It was like a temp job, and I'm never going to do it again. But that is why now is quite useful for musical statues games.
Oh yeah, so that helped with
it's
your
paid
training.
off in the long term. Yeah.
And was it a well-paid job, just out of interest? Because some of the listeners might think that might be a career angle, catching the pigeons and interrogate the pigeons.
Yeah, I would.
They're always up to no good. I've noticed that. They're always up to no good.
Always up to no good. Always pooing on things, really. I mean, that's the main thing, isn't it? And then sort of always wanting people's crisps or breadcrumbs, and it's like
I
leave them
know.
alone,
I know.
Quite rude, yeah. So no, I wouldn't recommend. You don't really get
No.
paid anything at all, and you just get pooed on. I mean, it's possibly one of the worst jobs you can ever do. But but look, I did it for again, it was a security thing, and
Yeah. And the benefit, of course, is you're now expert at musical
that's it.
catches.
So you got to find the positives.
It was all very worthwhile. Yeah, that's the thing. Well
Absolutely.
done. Well
yeah,
done.
yeah. Well, thank you for the noises, Steve. I mean, those were such a
Pleasure.
delight. I'm so excited to have heard both the smaller clown noise and the larger clown noise, and also something to maybe think of. If you were you to ever get a sort of side cart for your bicycle, you could get a small friend to carry the bigger clown horn, and you could go around as a sort of musical act. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Because where I live, I'm on a cycle path. There's lots of people there, so perhaps we could earn money from it. They could, they could maybe stop and give us a round of applause, and we could play tunes on it. We could play tunes. We could. That's a good idea.
It's a much better job than being as undercover statue. So I think it's definitely something to think about. Well, I hope that helps. And of course, the other thing I've got to ask you, Stephen, I've got a really important question to ask you in a minute. But first,
yes, of course.
Less important question is, this is a family-friendly podcast. It's suitable for people of all ages you can possibly imagine. Can you imagine an age, Stephen? Can you imagine one?
I guess there could be people here who are, I guess, as young as maybe 2.5 years old.
Yeah.
And maybe as old as maybe 120.
Yeah. I mean, possibly further. I mean, it's too complicated for me to go into. It's not suitable for 100-year-olds, but it's suitable for up to 100 and then 101 onwards. And so it's any age you imagine, really. Apart don't imagine 100. It's not for them. Long story. Talk about it. Listeners very bored of me talking about it. So, but because this is suitable for everyone, it's a family show. I just wonder if there are any rude words you won't be saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. But can I share with you, Tiernan? Sometimes when I do the shows with Comedy Club for Kids, sometimes the children, the kids, shout out a rude word.
Right.
Yeah. No. Sometimes
really uncouth, children.
Yeah. I mean, it's not right. It's not right. Well, can I give you an example how this works? So if I'm hosting the show now, you'll know, Tiernan, the host's job is to warm up the audience, and sometimes I'll play a big, massive game of if you're happy and you know it.
All right, sure.
You know the game. Yeah. So I'll say stuff like this to the audience. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh, sorry, I didn't join in. I apologise there. I thought you were doing an example, and now I realise I was. Sorry.
You can play along if you play along at home as well. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. And you get the idea. And then what I say to you, man, what I say is it okay? I pick someone in the audience like an older person, like maybe a granny, and I go up to the granny and I say, is it okay if we do a wee bit of a rude one? Now, I'm not going to do a rude one, right? But I say that, and the granny says, okay then, and I say, okay, we'll do a bit of a rude one, and I say, if you're happy and you know it, do a bottom burp.
Wow.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
A bottom burp. And then I say to the audience, do you know what a bottom burp is? And then they say a rude word. Do you know what they say, right? I'm just going to say this, right? They shout at me, a bottom burp is a fart.
What?
They all shout, it's a fart.
I mean, unbelievable.
I'm saying, you cannot say fart.
No,
and one wee boy stood up and he says, you're a farty bum to me.
What?
To me.
Wow. Well, I hope you called security. That is disgusting.
Out. This is a kids' comedy show.
Yeah,
and you know as well, one wee girl once at a show in Edinburgh, she shouted out, my mummy farts.
Wow.
I
Wow. I
know.
mean, and what
I
were you meant to?
know.
Was that like a cry for help? Was it like you need send help? My mummy farts. It's so bad that I need assistance. Was it or was it like just a statement? Did she need everyone to know? What's
It was because, Tiernan, her mummy was telling her not to use rude words
right?
like
Well,
fart.
that's yeah,
And she responded
yeah,
by saying her mummy farts. Now, we all know, Tiernan, that mummies don't fart. They don't do that.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I. Do you know what? I know they don't, but I've also, I think definitely my partner, my daughter's mum has, she's not my mum, she's my daughter's mum, so therefore my
Yes,
mum doesn't fart, but my
good.
wife definitely farts.
Oh, I don't know if you should have said that,
Should
Tiernan.
I not have said that? If
I
I
don't think
just,
so.
oh
And
no, okay,
will your wife listen to this
no,
podcast?
definitely not, no,
Oh,
no, so
good,
it's
good.
fine,
As
yeah.
long as she isn't listening, that's
Yeah,
okay,
it's
right?
fine. No, I
That's
mean, I'll
okay.
probably, I might tell her to tune in, but but just check. But no, I won't. I won't. It's fine.
Oh,
It's just, I feel like what I need to point out is that fart is a word that we definitely never say on this podcast, apart from the times we've
no,
said it.
never, never,
But
never.
sometimes I feel like for factual information, it's hard to avoid it. Like if you need to say my mummy farts, or you need to point out someone like. Sometimes you need to say who farted, someone's farted in here. Like if you're using it as an informative word, then I think it's
Yeah,
okay.
but do you not think, Tiernan, that there's other words you could use? Like you could, for example, use bottom burp.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trouser
Yeah, and
typhoon. Yep.
trouser typhoon,
Mm-hmm.
or let off a big smelly one,
Yeah, yeah.
or simply let off. Simply, oh, who let off? Who let? Oh, Tiernan, did you ever let off at school?
Yep. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I
Yeah.
wonder how many of our listeners have
Yeah.
let
The
off at
worst is
school.
I never did it, but it was whoever did one in assembly once when
Oh
everyone was sitting
no!
quietly.
No!
Those are the worst. Those are the worst. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mine was in a classroom. It was in a classroom, and the thing was, Tiernan, right? I wasn't at primary school at this point in time. I was like 15 years old. Like I was a
Oh
big
no.
boy, and I think it was in a maths class. And the class were all very, very quiet. And I don't know. I must have had baked beans for my
Yeah.
lunch. I
They're
don't
always
know.
culprit.
But out came a big one. I couldn't stop it. A real big, the real big one. And the teacher, she said, "Who made that rude noise? Who made that rude noise?" And I obviously, Tiernan, obviously, I'm very honest. So I put my hand up. I put my hand up and said it was me. And you know what she did, Tiernan?
What did she
She
do?
made me go and sit by the window, and she opened the window, and she then.
She's trying to air
I
you
know.
out.
Oh yeah, and it got worse. It got worse because she then went into her drawer and she had air freshener,
Wow.
Mountain Dew air, and she came and she sprayed it all
That's
around me.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
like
there's a message there, Tiernan, for the
mm.
listeners. There's a message here, Tiernan, right? And oh, this is clever, right? I've just brought this up. If you ever let off, don't let on.
Whoa. That's
Wow.
powerful. That's really powerful. That needs to be on posters. There needs to
Oh
be
yeah.
a kind of like an advert that goes out, that like an informant. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
If you ever
Let
let,
off.
we should
Don't
get that
let
on a
on.
t-shirt. We should get
Yeah.
it on a t-shirt,
I love
Tiernan.
it. If you
Oh,
ever let
we,
off, don't let
geez.
on. That's powerful. That's
Oh wow, I'm really chuffed for myself.
yeah.
We're solving so many problems at this show, Tiernan.
Well,
We're solving so many
it's
problems.
funny you say that. It's funny, and I just need to say thank you for not saying fart as well, and I won't say fart either.
Yes,
But
yeah, yeah.
but
No, never
unless
will
it's an informative way. But you say we're solving problems. The reason I've got you on this podcast, because I know you're brilliant at these sorts of things. We've got one particular question, and this
Right.
question has come from Cooper. And Cooper has asked, I mean, this is a big, Stephen, I feel like this is one of those big questions that people have been asking for a millennia, and I don't know if we've had answers to, so I'm hoping you're going to be able to help with this. But Cooper has asked, and this is kind of a two-parter, but I'll do it as one. Why do monkeys like bananas? How can they peel them?
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's a good
that's big,
question.
isn't
That's
it?
a good.
Yeah.
No, I will give this my
Mm.
best shot. Hello, Cooper. Cooper, great question. Can I call you Coops? Coops that's probably Cooper's nickname. Coops, I would imagine.
Might be. It could be coo, like a pigeon. In which case, that might cause me issues with the sort of memories. But
you could go into statue mode, of course, like that.
I suppose you don't really call someone's Cooper. You wouldn't call them Per, would you? You wouldn't go for the second bit of the name.
No, Per. It might not sound. No, Coops is quite cool, I think.
Yeah. Coops is fine.
Well, maybe Cooper could clarify that for us or so at the next show. Did you have a nickname at school, Tiernan?
All mine were they're revolving around being T, so T Dog, Teapot, sort of those
Teapot, Teapot, wow,
Tintin, anything that had a T in front of it, TikTok, they were all like anything, because my name doesn't really rhyme with anything good, they just would stick T in front of something.
That's quite clever.
Yeah,
that's quite clever. That's quite.
It's not really.
Well, no, I like it. I think I'll call you Teapot for the rest of the show.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy. Teapots are good, useful devices.
Right. Well, I wanted at school to be known as Steve-O. I thought that sounded cool.
Classic. I like it.
Yeah. But it never worked out that way for me, I'm afraid, because at primary school, Tina, I don't know if this happened to you or it happens to the readers, but we had to cover our jotters with paper. Did you have to do that at school? We had to go home and cover our jotters at primary school because the teacher wanted to protect the jotters. Right. So my mummy covered my jotter in flowery wallpaper, and hence the nickname. I know. How embarrassing. So it wasn't Steve-O. My nickname became Petal.
Oh no!
I know. Wow. Anyway, let's get back to the question. That
is embarrassing, but we've got to think of it. And nowadays, petals very useful on a flower. Lovely things really. And bees need so
you're right, because the petals attract the bees, and bees are. We all know how good bees are. Good bees are. So I suppose it's quite a cool nickname, actually. No one calls me anymore. We're good. We'll do nicknames for the rest of the show then.
Sure.
Will we do that?
Okay, Petal. We will do. Yeah.
It takes me back.
Right.
Let's get back to Cooper's question. Right. So monkeys, why do they like bananas? Well, first of all, they're accessible for monkeys, because monkeys, as we know, can climb. They can climb, can't they?
Of course, yeah.
Bananas, come from trees, which means monkeys can get at them. So that's a good thing. It reminds me of a joke, actually, that I can share. I was recently asked to judge a joke competition for primary school, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought I knew the answer to this joke, right? So it was a wee boy in primary 4, very, very young, and his joke was, what do you get hanging from trees? And I thought, well, bananas.
Yeah.
But that wasn't his answer. So here we go.
Go for it.
So am I calling you Teapot? Is that what I'm calling you?
Hey, let's stick with this, Petal, and we'll do it. We'll go for it. Let's embrace the terrible nicknames. Yeah.
Happy days. This is great fun. This is great. So here we go. Teapot. Here we go. What do you get hanging from trees?
I don't know, Petal. What do you get hanging from trees?
Sore arms.
That's brilliant. That is really good. Yeah, that's very good. I like that.
That was a great joke. That was a primary.
Yeah.
So back to this, Tiernan. Back to this Teapot. Now back to this now. Bananas, monkeys love bananas. They're attracted to the lovely yellow colour. They love the lovely yellow.
It's a very nice yellow colour. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
But they're also attracted, because sometimes bananas can be a wee bit green. Because they're not quite. What's the phrase? They're not quite fully formed. They're not quite fully ready.
Ripe. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's the word. They're not quite right. So they're attracted to all the green and the yellow. Now the thing about bananas, Tim, and this is what's great for the monkeys, right? Bananas are a wonderful source of energy.
Are they? Now, so what do you have to do? You put them in the car, or like how do you use them? Do you charge up like do you put them in your toys where the batteries go? No, sorry, right.
Tiernan, come on now.
Right,
the bananas will eat them and they'll get the energy, and then the monkeys will eat the bananas.
See.
Now, can I give the readers a wee bit of science? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've got some questions, but let's go for the science, and I'll ask the questions afterwards.
I happen to know that an average banana has about 600 kilojoules of energy in it.
Oh my goodness! Right.
I know. Yeah. I know. So Cooper, listen carefully. So when a banana is eaten by the monkey can then do all the things it wants to do, letting go for a game of tick. with pals.
Of course, yeah.
It
That's
can
one of
go.
their
It can
favourite
go
things. Yeah,
for. It can go for a game of football.
yeah. Spin class. Yeah.
It go. It can go to spin,
Yeah.
and then go to Pilates.
Yeah, and it
Absolutely.
wouldn't burn its toast too soon. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Don't burn your toast too soon at the Pilates, Mr. Monkey. Yeah, and also now what I've heard is during lockdown, the monkeys were using the bananas to make banana bread. Have you heard this?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, because everyone, it was popular, wasn't it? And they're always on
It was
trend.
very popular.
Yeah.
And the monkeys as well, what they did with the banana bread, they had a WhatsApp group. Have you heard of WhatsApp?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of an app, and I guess it's when people are asking which one it is. Or what.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I think it's something like that. It's like, what is this app?
Yeah.
What is this?
What
Right?
is this
So,
app?
so
Yeah.
the monkeys apparently are very popular. It's very popular amongst the monkeys. They like this WhatsApp, and all of them join this WhatsApp, and they all ask that question, WhatsApp, and then they all shared. All the ones on it shared the banana bread. They shared the
Lovely.
banana bread. Yeah,
That's
and that
really
was
nice.
during lockdown. Did you have a good lockdown?
Uh, I mean, it was fine. I got to eat crisps, so that's good, isn't it? I
Have
mean,
I got time to tell? Have I got time to tell a lockdown story?
I mean, yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Right, okay. Right. This is not. It's not monkeys, right, Cooper? It's not monkeys. It's cats. It's cats. So I tell you, my neighbour, no, at lockdown you got to know your neighbours. So my neighbour has got two cats. She's
Right,
got two cats,
sure.
and she had to go away once very quickly, and she asked me if I could let the cats in.
Right.
And I thought, no problem, I'll let the cats in. You leave that to me, I'll let the cats in. Now, she left, and I forgot to ask some questions, like what time is cat's bedtime?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't know. And then the other question, how do you get the cat in the house? What do you do? Now, I knew their names. So it came to, and it was summer, and it came to about like 8:30, and I thought, that's bedtime. That's cat's bedtime. So I went out into the street, and I started shouting their names, right? And one was called Harry, and one was called Timmy.
Good
Harry,
names, yeah.
did lovely names.
Yeah.
Timmy, no sign. Harry, Timmy, it's your bedtime. And I thought, well, maybe I'll tempt them on banana. But cats don't like bananas.
Oh, right,
It's monkeys
okay.
that like
Sure.
monkeys like bananas. It's Cooper knows. So now eventually they appeared. Harry and Timmy, they appeared. I thought, yeah, beauty. I am like the cat whisperer. They've appeared, right? They're beauty. And so what I did, opened the front door, and Harry went in. And then I had to get the second one in, but it went round the back. And I thought, oh, maybe it goes in the back door, you see. So I went in the house, opened the back door, and then it came, and the job was done.
Amazing.
The two cats were home safe and sound,
Well
and
done.
I slept well. But then it went pear-shaped teapot, because the next morning, my neighbour came back, and she came round to see me, and I thought she was going to give me a wee box of chocolates or something. But you know what happened? I went and let in the wrong cat.
That's what cats are like, though. They're like, what? There's free food, and there's a door open. I'm just going in. Yeah.
Away it went. It was the wrong cat. So there you go. She's not asked me to do that again. So anyway, back to the monkey.
She's gained a bonus cat. She should be happy. She had two cats. Now she's got a bonus cat.
Well, yeah, that's right, and that cat won't leave. So now she's got three cats,
Exactly.
So it's all going well. It's because her cat eventually came home the next morning. So
she's
it's
had
all
a
good.
50% boost of cats. Like,
That's right.
Really
And she loves her cat.
And she should be pleased, because if you had a banana, like, it's lucky she didn't gain a monkey. There could have been a monkey that spotted it, wandered in. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So I think overall I did well with that.
Yeah,
one.
you did
So
very well.
the cats are all away, and there's more cats and so on. So it's great. So back to the monkey. The other thing I must share with you, Cooper, is bananas are radioactive. Do you know this?
Hang on. Whoa, right. So hang on. Let's just step this back then, because that is a big revelation. Firstly, let me just recap. Firstly, so monkeys they're accessible. That's why monkeys like bananas. They're up a tree, whereas they find the freezer aisle at the supermarket too tricky with the doors. So they choose to get bananas from trees. That's easier.
That's right.
Yeah. And then they like the colours. That makes sense. Green and yellow, classic, right?
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. Especially if you like, I like gooseberries. I'm trying to think what else. Canaries. There's good other things in those colours. Kermit the Frog. So fair. And then it's full of energy.
Bogies. Oh, sorry,
bogies.
that was
actually, it's point, isn't it? The colour of...
That's sorry, that's not.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, good point. Actually, I didn't think about the boat. Hey, some people like eating bogies, so maybe So and then they're full of killer jewels, which are obviously the best sort of jewels that pirates probably want to find, and that fills them with energy. And and then you drop the bombshell. They're radioactive, right? So
yeah. So they're
I can't believe this. Right.
No, it's true. It's true. You should, the readers, listeners. I keep saying readers, listeners.
They might be reading this, with their ears.
They contain the chemical potassium. But it's good for you. It's good for you, and it's good for the monkeys. So it's not harmful in any way, manner, or form. It's actually very good for you. So, but they are slightly radioactive.
Right. So, is it good for you because you might turn into the Hulk, and then you can just sort of like grow and break stuff because you're radioactive?
In the dark, you'll glow green. Glow green. You have to put the lights really dark, and you can see the green glow. And monkeys love that green glow. They play games with it. Yeah, and that adds to the game. I think you see.
Well, and also you don't really get night lights in the jungle, so they're going to have to read. How are they going to read some? Their books otherwise. And
often as well, they forget to get their messages during the day. So they nip to the supermarket at night time.
Sure.
But they're walking through the street and it's a wee bit dark, and the green glow gives them a wee light.
Amazing.
So they get into the supermarket and they get their milk, they get their bread, and then they're quite happy, and they head home and they've got a good light source. So they're big fans of the bananas.
That's
and of course. They also make movies with them. They also make movies.
Who wouldn't? Who would miss that opportunity? Oh my goodness! Well, of course, it goes without saying. Yeah.
They put them in the smoothie machine because they're very healthy. The monkeys, they're very healthy. As you say, they go to the spin, they go to the Pilates. They're very healthy. Yeah. So bananas are just a wonderful source all round of fuel.
Wow,
for monkeys.
I knew you were the person to get on this episode. I didn't realise your level of expertise, and I'm really impressed. I'm bowled over by it, I have to say. But obviously, there is a second bit to the question, which is, how can they peel them? Do they have a peeler? Do they ask someone else to do it? Do they come ready peeled in special packs?
No. Here's the thing, Cooper. They do it themselves. How about that? Not seriously.
Okay.
Seriously. Right. Now, Tiernan Teapot, they are better peelers than we are. They're better peelers than we are. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because I only recently found out how to peel a banana.
Right.
Do you know how to peel a banana, Teapot?
I just sort of threw it on the floor and jumped on it until it squidged out of both sides. That's my
it's a good technique. Yeah. And some folk do that because they struggle to really peel it properly. Yeah. So they just jump on it, right? Because what you can't do, you can't eat it whole because you can't eat the skin. Right. That would just be
I learned that the hard way. Yeah.
That would be disgusting. Yeah. And what some folk do is going back to the bikes, they put it on the road and they cycle over it.
That's clever. Very clever, yeah.
That is quite clever. But the only problem with doing it that way, Teapot, is you're on the road and of course the road's dirty. So your banana
could get banana. That's stressful, of course.
And if there's pigeon poo on the road, then you're in real trouble. You're in real trouble. So that's not the way to do it. But what I found out, Teapot, is I've got the banana the wrong way around. What I thought was the top is the bottom, and what I thought is the bottom is the top.
Oh no! Right.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. But monkeys know this. They seriously know this because they're experts. So I thought, the wee stump bit at the end.
Yeah.
The wee stump bit. I thought that was the top.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was like the little hat or the hair. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that. That's the bit that's connected to the back. That's actually the bottom of the.
That's the bottom. So it's almost like their little leg. Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a wee leg that's connected onto the tree that it's hanging from. Right. And the other bit is the top, the bit that's just kind of a wee bit brown, a wee kind of dot of brown. That's the top. So what you should do now, Coops will know this. What you do is to peel it as a human, you just give that wee top a wee squeeze. a wee gentle squeeze.
No.
You do.
What? Well,
No, seriously, you give it a wee squeeze and it'll start to self-peel. It's like magic. It's really like it'll start. Now you might have to help it a wee bit along the way, but it'll start to unravel.
well, I'm.
And before you will be the beautiful banana, all ready to eat. Now monkeys know this. Now, how do they get the bit at the top? They don't use hands to give it a wee stretch. They bite it. Just
Sure.
very gently, just a very gentle bite, and it all unravels, and they're good to go. Now, sometimes they don't get the whole thing unraveled, but they've got all the gooiness there, and there's a layer of skin underneath it, and the gooiness is all on top, and they can then munch away. That's called a banana boat. That's called it. And I'll tell you who's good. I'll tell you who's good at that. Gilbert the monkey. Do you know Gilbert?
I've heard of him. Yeah, he's very famous. Yeah.
Oh, he's expert at that. He's expert at the banana boat. Gilbert is your fella. If you ever do Coops, if you ever want a lesson on how a monkey peels a banana, you get on the phone to Gilbert. He's on the WhatsApp, right? Just go on the phone to Gilbert, and he'll show you that how it's done.
I've heard it's so. I see. I'm pleased you clarified because I heard about Gilbert. I heard he ran that useful service. I've never called it myself because I wasn't sure if it was like a con or a. I didn't know if it was a real thing. But honestly, yeah, and also it makes sense. It makes sense. Monkeys are on the phone because like you can use bananas as a phone. So they're obviously really used to it. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, they're very good communicators. Oh, absolutely. And because they're full of the energy as well, you can phone them anytime. They've got 600 kilojoules in them. They're very good. So yeah, Coops, I hope that helps. I really hope that helps. Well, and I hope the listeners now know how to peel a banana properly as well.
I mean, listen, Petal, that was an amazing answer. I assume Coops, Poops, whatever we want to call him. I assume that they are incredibly pleased with that. I'm very pleased. I'm gonna go peel a banana in like a second. I need to go and do this the right way. Obviously, if I get it wrong, I'll call a monkey, see if I can get some help. But I'm gonna go. Yeah. That's my evening sorted. Yeah.
Yeah. Call them. And you know what else to do with the peels? Because obviously the peels they don't throw them away. They don't throw the peels away. Do you know what they do with the peels?
Hats.
No, they don't use them as hats.
Right,
no. It's more traditional. Not shoes either. No. We're going to use the t-shirts as hats. Remember, that's the plan for the recycling and save the planet. No, they just have a big, massive sliding competition.
Oh, brilliant!
They line all the peels up,
great idea.
And it just they slide for age. And that's another reason Coops that they like bananas, because it leads to a big, massive game, a big sliding game. And they have an annual trophy, the best skin slider. The best skin slider, what do we call that? The BSS trophy, the best skin slider. Every year there's awarded the BSS, the
Amazing.
BSS. Isn't that the trophy? So yeah, it's wonderful.
That is wonderful, and that is the sort of stuff they should have at a gym. That's what I'm saying. That's why you get a jungle gym, isn't it? And that's the sort of thing that you'd have at a jungle gym. So that's what you'd have at a. Yeah. Wow. Look.
Who needs spin and Pilates?
Exactly.
Get a slide going.
Maybe on a bike.
Happy.
Don't do it on a bike. Yeah. Maybe on a bike. But I mean, look, Petal, you've blown my mind. I have to say, I don't even care what the listeners think anymore. I've benefited from today's. I'm so pleased you come on this podcast. I know you're so busy with your gym work and the caterpillar studies. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for.
Listen, Teapot. It's been an absolute joy. As I say, when I got that email inviting me on, I was jumping up and down and dancing, and I've had an absolute ball. So thank you so much for inviting me on.
Well, anytime, and I hope you come back on, and you haven't stopped dancing through the show, which has been amazing to me as well. And good luck with the leg.
Oh yes. Yes. I've still not burped. Have we got time to try? Wait a minute. Can I take a big drink? We'll try.
Go for it. Let's see if we can fix it before.
I think the readers would want to know I'm safe and well, before we switch off.
I think it's important, yeah.
Excuse me, readers. Wait a wee minute. I'm just taking water.
This is it's like he's got a barrel. For those listeners, you can't see, he's got a barrel and it's full of.
Right. I've got. Oh, it's coming. Oh, dear, the teapot is coming. It's coming.
Oh my goodness, his
I'm
leg!
fixed.
It's back.
It's gone back to
It's
normal.
back.
Yes.
Well,
Fantastic.
let that be my repayment. You've given us knowledge. I've given you a terrible idea to fix your leg, but it works. So
It worked
that's all we
because
want.
you Teapot, are a superhero. A superhero,
Well,
sir.
so are you, Petal. And catch you soon.
Oh.
Big thanks to Stephen Halkett for helping with Cooper's question, and of course all of his important warnings about spin classes. I certainly won't be going to one of those if I want to learn how to get dizzy and then fall over, which I do. I hope, Cooper, you are happy with your answer, and if not, please do complain to that slug on that leaf in the park, because by the time it crawls all the way over here to tell me, I'll be gone and I won't have to deal with it. If you would like to have your question answered by the top experts that I get on the show, no way, sorry, hang on, what's the opposite of experts? Professional sillies, that's it. Then please ask your quivering cabbage heads, I'm sorry, grown-ups, to help you email us at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. Send over your fave weird or funny facts if you'd like to enter our Britannica magazine competition too, though it is only for UK listeners, I'm very, very sorry. And check out our teas at comedyclubforkids.store and shows at comedyclubforkids.co.uk. And listen, I've worked it out, everyone. Let's keep it brief like a pair of pants, right? It just isn't universal enough, that phrase, because the whole pants, trousers problem. So how about, see if you like this, right, okay? See if you like this. My new catchphrase is, let's keep it odd like a pair of socks. Yeah? Yeah, you like that? What do you mean? What if you're the sort of person who always loses one sock, or you don't wear socks, you wear tights, or all of your socks are even and perfectly matched? All right, okay. Ugh, this was too hard. How about, let's make this difficult like writing a good catchphrase. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? That's the one. Bye! You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.